To discuss more about that issue, we're being joined on News Track by a lawyer, Daniel Abuala. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Now, do you think Mr. Maina should have been offered this job considering the allegations against him?
No, there is no basis for him to be offered the job. There is no basis for him to be reinstated. And as a matter of fact, this goes to show that sometimes some agencies of the government act as if we're in a banana republic where you do April Fool and all of that. What is the basis? There is the agency that declared him wanted to prosecute him is not the PDP faction of EFCC. There is only one Economic and Financial Crimes Commission in the country. And the man is on the man has escaped, and they have declared him wanted, even though there is no confirmation as to whether Interpol declared him. But he's about to stand trial. There is an allegation against him. So what is the basis of reinstating someone, assuming without considering that the office of the head of service want to play ignorance of the fact that there is an allegation against him? Whenever we want to promote someone or reinstate someone, when the file is brought to you, you would have to look at the current situation, confronting the person either a plus or a minus. So I agree with the submission of Femi Falana, senior advocate, that the federal government will have to look into the case and all of the people involved, whether individuals, offices, or agencies involved in reinstating or promoting him. There must be some form of punishment for these individuals.
But the Interior Ministry is distancing themselves. At least the minister said he had nothing to do with it, but he's pointing to his colleagues.
Yeah, from what we read on the papers, it seems to me that there is the head of service involved. There is also the office of the Attorney General involved, because it is reported that the Attorney General okayed his reinstatement. So what we are saying is that the president will have to look at what circumstances led to the reinstatement of Maina by the head of service. And the head of service has to explain. Abuse of official privilege or official position must be investigated. A man who is even out of the country, and then you reinstated him and had him to come back. Whenever we think about lives that have been lost because their pensions were not paid to them, let's look at the magnitude of the offense for which this man is alleged to have committed and for which they are looking for him to prosecute him. This is really playing on the sensibility of Nigeria. And I think that the federal government will have to take a very hard stance on this in order to send a signal to the people that the federal government does not condone this type of utter nonsense.
And do you think that this puts a dent in the corruption fight of the Buhari administration?
Well, the very fact that EFCC maintained the position that they are still on a manhunt for him and they want to prosecute him, I hold the view that the administration of President Buhari, as far as this case is concerned, should not be condemned. But assuming that the EFCC declared that there is no longer allegation against him or allegation has been dropped against him, then that will give me the impression that the federal government is really making this anti-corruption fight to look like a joke. And I really encourage the EFCC to stand their position and not be intimidated by anybody, including the office of the Attorney General. There is an allegation against Maina. He has to appear in the court. You see, there is this thing called the abuse of due process of the law. A man who is alleged to have committed an offense, who ran out instead of standing to show that he did not commit the offense, ought to ordinarily face the allegation in the court of law. If he is discharged and acquitted, then the evidence of his acquittal can be a ground for his reinstatement, or he asks for some form of compensation. But this man has even absconded. He left the country. And then you are bringing him back to reinstate him. I believe the federal government will have to critically investigate this. There must be corruption involved in the reason behind his invitation and reinstatement.